Kepari Lenyata, 2013. Stripped, tortured, and burnt alive in front of hundreds in broad daylight. Pictures taken and posted on social media. 9 years to date, her killers still roam free. No justice served. 2017, Kepari's daughter, 6-year-old daughter, tortured in anger for a week, blamed for the sickness of another person. 8 months ago, yet another victim of sorcery-related accusation violence. Mary Kopari, 30 years old, both hands and legs tied to logs, tortured and burnt alive in Hela province. 4 weeks ago, Kagua, Southern Highlands province, women tied to poles, stripped naked and brutally tortured. 2 weeks ago in the country's capital city, Port Moresby.
Mi wan batrangu mama piknani marek longan mi biana mi kam tasol. Tampum longan mi plus live 1 house stop now and tanem back na. Ain walking breeze ya. Try playa apim na porque mi.
Ento kuenem na paiti.
Mi walk simply kailo vera na mi kai mosem. Mi kam na ayum mi gwane. Hey mi na mi gwan losan mi smailo vera mi kuchu mosem na longan em luke mi. Oh, en English something I don't like losing me. Abi my number can.
We had a call from someone in Morata that the community is trying to mobilize to violent a woman whom they accused that who was engaged in sorcery. And luckily the police arrived at the scene on time and the woman was taken to Waigani police station. 2 weeks ago, we received a call from 2 Mile Hill. We didn't turn up, the police didn't turn up on time, the woman was brutalized.
All these reported cases, not one single perpetrator against the victims of sorcery accusations related violence has been brought before the law. No justice to date. While the law doesn't seem to bite, almost 1,000 sorcery-related incidents occur right across Papua New Guinea every year that go unreported.
Plenty. One. Mi pla estimate of 500 to 700 lo one bla year. Plenty you know harem. Plenty you harem behind time. But you think about prosecuting one bla lo display. You think him display Mary all lo hella last year. Stop law front page law newspaper. You think him? Okay, who's that or prosecute him law this law case? Now stop October. October or November. Now it come law January. You think all walking one blah arrest? No gat. Mi pla mauswara.
Since 2014, there has been as many as 40 plus cases of solved in the Yenga province as per our record from the Diocese of Wabek. Many of the victims are poor, defenseless women, and in some cases, sadly, involve children.
The National Research Institute conducted a study on sorcery accusation-related violence in the country, focused on the role of glassman or glassmeri as catalysts of accusations and violence. In the study, the talk piece in words glassman or glassmeri can be roughly translated in English as diviner, and their role in context of a widespread worldview in which sickness is strongly associated with the spiritual world. The study found that glassman glassmeri were associated with salve in all areas of Papua New Guinea where the research was conducted, concluding that glassman and glassmeri play a significant role in catalyzing violent responses to suspicions of sorcery.
All tas also creating more problem. Kan usem kagua case. All tubla birua side glassman ko suti bello disla narabla side na, and then disla side make him sangomalo disla man so disla maninda.
Na law leader too. Stop law parliament, stop law police, and heavy blong all too. So you must peel him this la pain blong all Mary, you must look savel or this la something all walk him, then you must stop him na all glass man, na glass Mary or all enemy blow you me. All giaman line. Me no one outside line na me no clear or get this or something na me talk nothing. Em all giaman line all walk him, na all walk lo kiss him, all lick superstitions blong all line, na all belief lo sorcery, na all walk lo tanim no sem all can kiss him money, lo kiss him money all must bagarap in body blow one bla. Na lick bagarap him dry pla bagarap or sem one bla kind terrorist or kind of sem.
Kepari Leniata's story drew international pressure on the then government in 2013, eventually repealing the 1971 outdated Sorcery Act. This created a new provision under the Criminal Code Act of 1974 that provides an intentional killing of another person on account of accusations that the person is practicing sorcery is guilty of willful murder. In 2016, it was recognized that this legislation amendment alone could not solve the sorcery problem. Hence, the development of a national plan with 5 key strategies in 2016. To date, first responders, non-government organizations like Tribal Foundation and many human rights defenders say these legislations, national plans and strategies have failed miserably in addressing the sorcery-related issue.
So you asking me, suppose only walking enough? I'm all play nothing. All me like show him all, oh, you look him this la video, or cut him this la Mary, put him iron, he said, no, me less look, me less look. Okay, why now you walk him and stop him? No, me play hold him for him. All glass money no say go for him. All stop lo bush. You like stop him, okay, you go lo bush now, you hold him all na rouse him and put him lo calaboose. Emba stop him.
SARV has not been stamped out, despite all the work that churches have done and are doing, and resources that have been pumped into SARV by NGO groups, development partners, government agencies and departments, notably the Departments of Justice and Attorney General, Community Development and Religion, and Constitutional and Law Reform Commission to sensitize communities. Sadly, sorcery accusation related violence is prevalent in the Highlands region, with almost all victims being women and girls.
In May of 2021, a special parliamentary committee on gender-based violence convened in a 3-day inquiry. The inquiry found that there was lack of support, funding and coordination from the government to adequately respond. Police Minister William Onglo and Police Commissioner David Manning told the inquiry that the police force could not keep women and children safe. The enforcement agency is understaffed and under-resourced.
Presence of plenty police, one thing is making difference. When man looking at plenty police staff, cut down the bigot law. Now all this la. Or looking at plenty no staff. Mi pla sa Southwind ya, mi pla go lo disa side, mi pla go lo upside. District to big pla district straight. Logistic to mi pla down no kita. Mi pla kat one pla karta so. Kartu need him service na no conducive lo mi pla karem go lo all last corner block district. Na mi pla no got police station commander for 4 years now.
In Kagura district alone in the Southern Highlands province, the police station has only 5 police personnel serving. The district is known to have about 90,000 population. This means 1 policeman is to 18,000 people. While the disparity of police to population ratio is one of the worst in the region, the struggles of the first responders on the ground are just as bad.
Time all talk sanguma na only fighting mall, only cooking mall, only medari mall na all puli all dragging mall road na all laga na mi play sampla mi play no filian maslo dislagan passing all making. So time mi play no binigat save house but time mi looking disla and mi been start building la bus material house damlo na all now it am all sleep la house am go on pla Haiti na au sem bagrapinis.
Mi pla work volunteer. So mi yet mi say lo on pocket blomi mi bring him all narapla kamante mi lo narapla location to location. Sapos lo mendita sol emol sem mi lukim ino lo mendit sol em come up lo all kita hap lo district. So time one bla ikray all sem lo yalibu staff or pangia staff mi hat lo ignore him. So what me do? Mi paini mon one kina to kina blomi kalap lo bus go to that location. Reporting meta kolo police supposed so sorry.
So much money is pumped into infrastructure development and so many laws are being passed in Parliament, but enforcement is lacking.
We are one of the most over-legislated countries in the Pacific. We've got so many laws, but like I said, the Sorcery Act was repealed. Everything is now packed under the criminal code. So it's a criminal offense to even accuse. It's the enforcement bit that is very lacking in this country. The older is with the enforcement agencies. Prime example, yesterday I found out that a little girl back in July of last year that was very badly tortured by a stepmom, on SARV accusations, was set free by the police prosecutor. So now it actually goes back to the law enforcement agencies. Now, this is a clear-cut case. Why are we setting and allowing people to go free?
I think with most things, often the work is done theoretically, but the implementation becomes the forefront. So I would think that the best way is to use those people who are genuinely doing this work on the ground, not an NGO that suddenly pops off because they hear there's some money around. You need to have the ones, identify the ones that have been doing this on the ground of their own and doing it well, and perhaps use them as the implementers. A very difficult thing for a bureaucrat to implement, actually, this type of work.
Well, we need to do something about this. We've spoken up against this on many occasions. We've condemned it, we've expressed outrage, and then we've gone about back to our roles and responsibilities. We've gone back to delivering classrooms and ribbon cutting and groundbreaking ceremonies, and we've forgotten that we can't just talk about things like this, these horrible acts of inhumanity that are perpetrated often against the most vulnerable in our society, women, but now even children and the elderly. We have to do more than just talk about this. And the buck stops right at the top. Those of us who have been elected into Parliament. We have to do something about this.
According to World Human Rights Watch, a woman is beaten every 30 seconds in Papua New Guinea. 1.5 million people experience gender-based violence in the country each year. It is clear to see that many factors are missing when it comes to addressing the issue on sorcery accusations related violence. It must take a holistic and systematic approach. It will take leadership at community level. It will take education to break down cultural beliefs, and it will take religion. The government must act on its part to fund, reinforce, and empower the relevant enforcement agencies to address the issue.